This is the problem, you know. Things object, things are obstacles. Well, how big is the obstacle? It's the same question as how big is the predator that's lurking outside the door of our cave. It's exactly the same problem, except conceptualized abstractly, and I would say exactly the same systems that your distant ancestors used to conceptualize the lurking predator are the systems that are activated now when you encounter the re-emergence of all the monsters that you've ignored. It's the same neurological platform. You think, well, how could it be otherwise? Because evolution is a conservative process. Everything about you is built on ancient foundations, right? Very little new, certainly very little radically new comes into existence. It's mostly tinkering with structures that have been around forever, like your body plan, for example. That's unbelievably old. I mean, you share that with lizards, roughly speaking. So it's incredibly ancient. So, you know, when you share bilateral symmetry, even with most invertebrates. So those things are extraordinarily old. And so for our ancestors, what was down out of the tree, let's say, down in the grass, that was the thing that lurked in the unknown. Well, for us, the idea of the unknown has become much more abstractly conceptualized. Like, we can think of the unknown as such, things we don't know. And so then we can think of the abstract predator. And the abstract predator is the thing that lurks in the unknown that always confronts us. Now, because people are strange and complex creatures, and because we're partly predators and partly prey animals, we don't only conceptualize the thing that lurks in the unknown as a devouring predator. We also conceptualize it as something that offers possibility, because we've learned that if we go into the unknown, we can find things that we need for now and for the medium and for the long term. It can be beneficial for us to confront the things that we don't know. And that's human beings in a nutshell. That's what we do. And so that's the basis. That's why I believe that's the most archetypal story, because it fundamentally characterizes our mode of being in the world. We're information foragers. We go out into the unknown, the terrifying unknown, and we gather things of value. Which, it's not much different than squirrels foraging for nuts, really. You know, and we use exactly the same biological systems to go out and forage for information that squirrels use when they go out and forage for nuts. So I guess the system developed in part because we were fruit eaters as well, and so we found trees that had ripe fruit in them and learned where they were and how to gather them. And then you see a tight relationship there between information and food, right? There's almost no difference between eating and knowing where the food is. And as soon as so our systems of knowing where things are grew massively. And so that turned us into the kind of abstract creatures that we are.